So the next show I'm going to be doing is going to be at Moju Bar, and that's on the Gold Coast, and I'm going to be working with the trailer, which holds a bunch of different species of reptile. Some of the animals that we do have is 5 lizards, 5 snakes. Oh, you can't see my thumb. I've got 5 snakes, and then I'm going to be also picking up a 6th one later this afternoon. I also do have a crocodile and a turtle, which I'm going to show you all now. So starting off, it's going to be our bearded dragon that we're going to be doing shows with. So this here is Cosmo, our bearded dragon. He's a centrillion bearded dragon. Then we have Bobby here, and he's our shingleback, and he's part of family Talica, which is a type of blue tongue, or which is the family of blue tongues. And then we have an actual blue tongue here, and this one's here is Tick. So we've got Tick, Bobby, and Cosmo on my shoulder here. A bit of a close up. This one here is an eastern. Oh, great, nice one. This guy's just peed. I don't know if you can see that dropping out. It's meant to be the other one that pees much more, but I've kind of gathered that this guy is peeing quite a lot, and it's been on me. It's the 3rd time he's peed on me, and it's quite annoying. He actually is shedding at the moment. You can see here some of the scales coming off, which I will help him shed soon. Now I've got to replace his bedding. Nice one, buddy. So once I've now done the lizards, I'll now get out the snakes next, and then I'll do the crocodile for you guys. Alright, now the first snake I'm going to get out is like my one in the cage beside me there, the black-headed python. Now my one has a respiratory infection, so I just had to go out and get some stuff for him. This is the one I'm going to be using for the show, which will be known as Sammy, the black-headed python. And he's a nice one. He feels really good. He's in fantastic health. He's got minimal scarring, if not any. So this is an awesome snake, visually, and also nature-wise. He's really quite a sweet snake. Now this next species of python that I'm going to get out is the 3rd largest species in Australia. It also is my favourite species of python in Australia, that is. And this girl's name is Cuddles, and she is an olive python. Now, like I said before, they are the 3rd largest species, and they go up to about 4.5 meters long, and that is a very impressive size. They do and have been seen eating crocodiles, so that's why for our photos, because she is a photo animal, we keep them separate, because we don't need her getting a whiff of the crocodile and trying to eat it. But I'll give you a close-up on her head. That beautiful head right there. It is a different size, or different shape, sorry, to usual carpet python, and that's one of the main reasons why I love her so much, or these species. And you can see those little holes in the side of her head there. That there are their heat sensing pits, which allows them to find their prey. And when you pull their lips down, you can see their teeth, and it's really quite cool, because there's lots of them. They're really small, and they're curved backwards to help keep the prey in, because they don't have arms or legs to hold the prey in, so that's why they need the recurving teeth. So I'll put her away now. We'll move on to the crocodile. So this crocodile that I have here with me today, its name is Yellow, but for show's sake we could name it Jack. And this is probably our nicest crocodile. There he is. He just needs to calm down. Now you can see he doesn't have a band on his mouth. That is because this is, like I said, one of our nicer crocodiles that doesn't really eat you like the other ones. She does have her bad moments, like yesterday when I did take her out of her tub. She did have a go at me, but that was because I got her when she was under the water, and it was more of a shock for her. But she is really nice. This is one of the crocodiles, that we can shower with when we're out on the road, because we do need to keep them with some moisture throughout the trip, so they don't dry out completely, because they do rely on water to a certain degree. And she's not a massive crocodile. We can't really take care of the crocodiles once they hit past a meter, so she doesn't have too much longer to go, which is unfortunate, because she is quite the sweetest animal in regards to the normal croc behaviour and attitude. So that was 3 of the 4 tubs that I have here with me today. I was going tub by tub. Now the next one I'm going to be getting out is 2 snakes, 2 skinks, and a turtle. I'm going to start out with the turtle. And this here is Shelly. Well, that's what I name her for the shows. And she's a saw shell turtle. And she's nice. She doesn't like to be held for long periods of time. Sorry. Oh, stop! Oh my gosh. Shelly just peed. I don't know why everything keeps peeing on me. It's freaking annoying. But this time it peed on a lizard, so I'm gonna have to replace everything now and clean her up. Oh, stop it! She's just loving this. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. I use my hand to catch it. So this, like I said, is Shelly. She's a sawshell, and she's rather nice, apart from the peeing. But other than that, she's a nice one. So I'll quickly clean her up and the other ones, and then I'll show you the 2 snakes and then the 2 depressed spiny-tailed skinks, which are absolutely beautiful. Now, the snake that I've decided to get out of these last 2 is the jungle, who is not a fantastic animal attitude-wise, but she's not the worst. Also, quick disclaimer with what I said previously. I said that there's going to be 6 snakes. There's actually 5 all up, which is the original number that I said. I've got 4 with me today, and then I'm getting another one shortly, an albino carpet for the show. With that being said, I'm trying to try and get this jungle carpet out without it biting me. So its head is at the hole. Let's see if I can get her out. Come here. So far, so good. Oh, she's found my... Oh, almost got my finger. Nice and calm. Alright. Here she is. Jungle carpet. She's not horrible, but she's a bit lurchy still. And I don't want her biting my face. It's my money maker. She did this yesterday as well. She curled around my cast. Let's see if we can get close up on the head. Yeah. So she's doing alright still. Very nice. Now I haven't named this one. My boss does have a name for her, pretty sure, but I didn't ask for it because she's not going to be one of my show animals. Oh, don't you dare! Oh, her head just changed a little bit because she saw my fingers moving. Forgot not to move the fingers. As I was saying, she's not a show animal. She's going to be on display. Calm down. She's going to be on display for the public to see in the trailer, which we have, and I'll do a small video on that. But this is her. Oh, interesting. Oh. I don't know what you're tasting there. It's just a screen, buddy. Oh, look at that. She's spread out heaps. Oh, look at those muscles. That's those abs. Oh, that was a nice stretch. All right, now I'll put her away, and we'll get the final snake out, and then we'll go to the skinks. Now you can see this S shape. She saw my fingers moving, and she's gotten defensive now. And a quick thing I wanted to add is also that it's all right. A quick thing I wanted to add was that originally I thought there was 4 true species of carpet snake: your coastal, your jungle, your diamond, and your centralian carpet, otherwise known as your Bredli or Bredli. Now I have a Bredli here with me, and so I've got one of what I originally thought was 4 species, but there's only 3. So you got your Bredli, your diamond carpet, as well as I think it's your southwest carpet snake. There's another species. There's another name for it, but I can't quite remember because I've only recently discovered this. But okay, she's kind of loosening up a little bit. But I'm gonna have to get my snake hook, which I don't have on me, to get her off. Or I'll put her in the bag. Hopefully she'll come undone. Let's see how we do this. Calm down. Okay. Now my hand's in the bag. Now I'm unsure. Oh, she could actually bite my fingers in there. This has become much more of a challenge.
I'm not helping.
Okay. Alright, she's off the main part. I just need to Put it in the bag, in the bag you go. Ugh, she keeps missing the bag. There we are. In. Woo. So that, as you can see, is why she's not one of our show animals. The final species of snake is not a python, it's actually a colubrid. And a colubrid is a rear-fanged snake, and they do have a low toxicity venom in them. So I'll see if I can get it out, because these guys are, like in the wild, they are, especially in the wild, they are super edgy. So this one's not as bad, but it is still rather lurchy. So I just need to find where its head is. Okay, you can see me. Okay, buddy. Okay, this here is what I found was my third species of snake, and that's the brown tree snake. Otherwise, no, that is the lurchiness I was talking about. They're very thin and very noodle-like snakes. So this is the third species of snake I found when I was a kid, or found in court. And the other name is known as a nighttime tiger snake, which is what I first was calling it, because that was the only name I knew it as. Now, when they're babies, they got fantastic colorations. Chill out, buddy. Fantastic colorations, and their eyes are massive. It's really quite cool. Now, when they're scared, they let off an odor, as well as your common tree snake. They let off an odor that smells like an off chocolate. If there ever is such a thing as an off chocolate that you can eat, but that's the best sort of description I can give you. I'll show you the close up on the head, those big eyes there, because they are nocturnal hunters, so you only really see them out at the night, out at night. So that's those big eyes there. So help with bringing in light, even though they don't really use them. But they don't have the heat sensing pits like your usual, like your carpet snakes, because it's colubrid, like I said. You got your elapids, your colubrids, and your pythons, and then your main types. There is also boidae and vipidae. Those are your family groups for snakes, and then they break down into smaller columns. But that is the final snake that I've got here with me today, and then I'll show you the other one when I get it, which will be the albino carpet. But he's actually doing alright. Oh, no, he's actually doing alright. He's not too lurchy, but originally when I didn't get him out, you could see how lurchy it was. But yes, these snakes, I think, oh, hey buddy, fantastic animals. They're beautiful. She's sticking her tongue out, she's tasting the air. I don't know if you can see that tongue sticking out. I think these are one of the most beautiful snakes that I've come across myself, especially when they're young. I'll see if I can get her in without her having a go at me. So they do like to go dark places, snakes, so that's why when we transport them, we put them in bags, because it's a dark hiding place for them. Alright, in you go. And we're done. And she did not release that nasty smell, which I was worried, because it's not as bad as a skunk, obviously, because skunks are just the worst. Not from experience, just from what I've been told, but it kind of stays on the skin, and you really kind of have to scrub it to get it off. So these are the last animals that I have with me today at the moment, and these guys are absolutely adorable. Look at these. These here are depressed spiny-tailed skinks, otherwise known as pygmy spiny-tailed skinks. Look at that colour on their tails and their body, orange, black and white. It's absolutely amazing. I love them. They're so adorable. Oh. Now these guys are endemic to Western Australia, and that's about all the information at the moment specifically that I do know, apart from what they eat and what not, and their mating. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of information that I have yet, so this is another reason why it's really exciting to finally do a show with these guys. That means I have more animals to research and find out more about. And who wouldn't want to find more about these guys? Aren't they absolutely adorable? I do want to get one of these now that I've seen them. I've only seen them one other time, and I forgot how absolutely lovely they are. Absolutely beautiful. And they're quite calm, these guys. They do like to hide a lot of the time, so you won't see them a lot if you have them as a pet. They're not very common. They are very expensive, so it might be a while still until I get them, but I'll be a happy chappy when I do. But that's all the animals I have for today at the moment, and I'll show you guys this other animals, the snake and a gecko that I'm going to be picking up shortly, and then I'll be at the Mudgee Bar show this weekend. Now this bite got me right on 2 knuckles, on the ringfinger knuckle and this one here, and so I'm probably gonna, yeah, it's already swelling and starting to bruise, you can see that. So yeah. Ouch. So I've had a fairly interesting last couple of days, and I haven't really had time to do videos with the 2 last types of animals that I was picking up the other day. So I finished the show, and everything it was an interesting show. There wasn't a whole lot, didn't do a lot of sales, which is unfortunate, but I did have the trailer, which is a new sort of get-up, and one of the animals that I had was this guy here. This here is an albino Darwin carpet python. Let's see if I can show you the head. This one here is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the colour, the yellow in the scales, the patterning, just very, and her eyes are nice and red. I don't know if you can see. Oh, energetic. There you are. And the those heat sensing pits at the front of the mouth there, absolutely awesome. So yeah, so this here's the Darwin, an albino Darwin carpet python, and she's a bit cage defensive. So I did have to use a hook to get her out, but when she's out she seems to be alright, but she's still not photo animal worthy, but she's still not a snake all the same. So I'll just put her back in the enclosure, and then I'll get the other species out, which is really cool. Actually, one last thing before I do put her away. One of the other things that made my weekend extra interesting was setting up and packing down with one arm, and then now having one less arm. So I've got 2 failed arms at the moment. This one was from the Crocodile. Hindu, was it? Hindu. No. Houdini was the one that bit me last night. Oh, sorry, buddy. So I've got to have 2 types of antibiotics, and one of them is a blue pill. I've never had a blue pill before, so that was something, I guess, exciting. But yeah, I got bitten on the knuckle there, and in there. That was the 2 main puncture wounds. So I'll put this girl lass away back in her enclosure, and I'll show the other 2 types. Now these last 2 little geckos that I've got 2 girls. One of them is a bit more aggressive than the other one. Just keeps trying to bite me, but hasn't still. So it's more just show. But these guys here are central knob-tailed geckos. Look at the eyes on them. How awesome is that? Now this one here, she's a bit more of a lighter colour. She has recently shed. So then that's just this morning she's recently shed. So she was really pale the other day. So it was just, you know, something cool. And they you can't even, I don't even think you can see how like absolutely awesome these guys are in their patterning. Like look at their tails, they got little bauble on the end there, and the bumps on their skin and the way they feel as well. It's just so amazing, and they are really good tempered as well. All things considering, they're not trying to run away. They don't have also, unlike your normal house geckos or your Asian house geckos, which are not native, they are introduced. Unlike those guys, these guys don't actually have the webbed feet or the sticky feet, unlike your house geckos. They actually do have claws, which is more so for used for digging, because they do live out in the desert. So there's not really a necessity to have to be able to stick onto glass, unlike your Asian house geckos. I'm just trying to be careful with these guys because I'm a bit retarded at the moment, so don't want to drop these guys and make them also a bit special like me. So they're starting to move around a bit. Oh, he just stuck his tongue out. I don't know if you got to see that one, but I'll put them away now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the animals that I've worked with this past weekend at the Mudgery Bar show. And until next time, until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.